Welcome back, everybody. Back working on just little odds and ends of pretty much building a whole new car. I'm trying to get through everything. I'm hitting the point of where I'm getting burned out with it. You know, you do stuff like this, it's inevitable. You can't stop it, you can't prolong, you know, you can't avoid it. You just can't. It's just something that's gonna happen. And seeing that drag week is, you know, I got one of them stupid countdown clocks. Tell me I'm not gonna be able to rotate this goddamn thing. Okay, I'm gonna be very upset. Got one of those countdown clocks and see the drag week's 4 months away, and the car's not even able to roll. It's gonna stress me out, knowing the fact that I gotta save money for drag week and I still have to spend money on this thing. You know, my stress level is increasing at a rapid rate. I'm going to be spending a lot of long nights in the garage. Sleep is going to be really non-existent. I mean, I'm down to like 6 hours a night as it is. It's probably going to get down to 4, and you know, because I got to get this thing done. I got to get it out. I got to get it testing. So enough of the woe is me. I am moving the fans right now so I can get the wires out the bottom. You know, last time I had them inside the shroud, but I'm gonna put them out here on a plug. So I gotta pop these out. There's like a little bracket that holds them. I mean, it's a pretty trick little system. I do like it, to be able to go into the shroud. But I gotta take it apart to get the clip out that holds the wire in. You know, hopefully it's not something that's seen anyway. I think I can just rotate this once over. So we gotta swap these fans. I'm still waiting on my package to come in with pins and everything, so I can't even terminate anything yet. But we gotta take the water pump apart, gasket that thing up. This has a little thing slide off to get your wiring out. The upside is, I do believe, I gotta check and fingers crossed that the plug, the original, because it was a 2-speed fan in here before, so it has 2 power wires, 10 gauge power wires running to it. Maybe I can just extend these wires over and then put a plug on the side over here. I think that's the best bet. It's gonna work out the best. Last video I showed you guys I was pulling the pulley apart. That is on. I got some bolts. I found some long ones at the hardware store. I don't know if they're gonna work. There's like 3 threads exposed, but it's probably like 8 threads into the AC pulley. I'm gonna call them this week and talk to them about this before I just run these, but I Loctited them in case, yeah, that's all right. And like before, torched it, boom, slammed it on. I just gotta get a belt. I don't remember where we were working on the radiator. Got the water pump mounted, got it all wired. I think I showed you guys. I got it wired. There's the radiator plug. The fan's wired too, but that's in the chat. Oh, yeah. I cannot bring myself to let just bare metal be. It drives me crazy. My original goal was to bring this to the body shop this spring, but events have led us to not having a car to be able to bring to the body shop. It's too late. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bounce some single stage in a can off the front tubes here. You see, touch it up. I already painted the bottom bar yesterday. I painted the bumper support yesterday. It doesn't come out half bad. I mean, it's not the shiniest thing. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's single stage in an aerosol can, but it's going to be perfect for this year. I'm telling myself I'm not going to tear this car apart next winter, but I think it's going to get taken apart for beauty work. There's a spot in the driver passenger frame rail where the body filler lifted because the header got extremely hot when I melted 2 plug wires, and you know, it turned into a big issue. So there needs to be body work fixed over there. There's there's some scratches and nicks that I'd like to get painted, and I'd like to have the tube front repainted. Because as much as function over form is a real thing, I also like form.
Disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment, cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. They say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But that's so delicate.
Alright, took a break from assembling for the minute. Starting to look right back to where we were. But gaskets and seals are in, everything's bolted in the way it should be. I think the camera's crooked here. And yeah, it's starting to look like a hot rod again. I ran up to see my boy Scotty Wheels, and I had to pick up some a bunch of fittings and some hose. And one of the things I got was some -10 PTFE and some -6 PTFE for my transmission cooler. And one thing that bothers me about using all the regular stuff is it's not rated for the temperature that transmissions can get to. And you end up having a blowout, and you could wreck your car. And there's plenty of cases of lines melting out of fittings, and you can find them literally all over the internet. Sorry, I'm allergies or a cold or something. So I got -10 PTFE for my turbo drain, but there's a couple pros to PTFE and some cons. As you can see, this is the Fragola stuff. It's nice and shiny, got a protective layer. Look at the size difference. These are both -10. It is considerably smaller because the rubber doesn't need to be thick because it has a plastic liner in it. See that? So it makes it so you can have a smaller sheath. Downside is this isn't nearly as flexible. Like this is, right? That's super easy. This stuff is not nearly as flexible. That's a downside. The other downside is the fittings suck to assemble. So here's a -1090, which is going to be for my drain on the turbo. If you don't know PTFE, if you know PTFE, you know exactly where I'm going. But the fitting is noticeably different than a regular one. You could really tell by the flare. I've never seen a PTFE fitting that didn't have the flare. But when you unscrew it, it's got an olive in there. and then it's got the regular fitting that's just the round stub. Well, the other fittings, you know, it's threaded and it's got the port. Yeah. If you know a regular fitting, you know what I'm talking about. And the other downside is you can't cut this with like a cutoff wheel or a grinder or anything, because it'll melt the inner layer. We're gonna assemble one of these really quickly just so I can show you. When you do this, it's not like your regular stuff. You wanna make sure this is nice and straight and cut clean and everything. Take your back shell, probably a little lube. Let me move us over. Red Horse, I went over this already. Awesome stuff. My vice block's out. I'm just gonna put a little over the end here, help us facilitate. Ow! God damn it. Hey, I already stabbed myself 5 seconds into it. But you know, you get your, sorry, I'm gonna get a little light here. You get your fitting ran down onto your hose, and then you're gonna take your olive, and see how it is on the fitting? That's how it's gonna be on the hose. You gotta have your flared, concave flared. Now the object behind this is to get this in between the plastic inner sheath and the steel braid. Yeah. Well, you gotta tap this in. It is an absolute pain in the ass. And I'm crooked. Great. So the object is to get that in between the sieving, right? Make sure you get your inner layer. I'm gonna give this a little dabble do ya. Make sure your inner plastic is spread out, or else this isn't going to go in. All right. So it pushed it a tiny bit, but I don't know if that's normal. Yeah, like 1/8 of an inch. But man, oh man. I don't think there's anything I hate as much as assembling a PTFE fitting. What I'm worried about is if this will still make the turn without kinking. Like I said, PTFE doesn't bend as nice. Well, it doesn't bend as nice. I think it'll be alright if I strap it. Well, there's one fitting done. 5 more to go. Because I got to do both transmission lines. And the other end of this. Oh, it sucks. Alright, let's make some more hoses and we'll pick back up when... Well, like everything else with this car, it is nothing but a problem. A nice, simple, easy task of replacing the oil pressure sensor turned into blowing off the whole top of the half of the motor because this plate overhung the sensor, so you couldn't get a socket around it to take the sensor out. So I took it all apart, took the plate off, ground the plate down, so now a socket could fit around it, and we will be on with our way. Yep. So everything was supposed to be going back together, and then this. Something so easy, it should have taken 5 minutes, turned into 2 hours. Story of my life with this car right now. Let me tell you, if someone offered me good money for this thing, I'd probably sell it right about now. I'm tired of this thing. But I made the training hoses. They're done underneath. I just have to button them up and tighten them down. They're such a PTFE line sucks. Everything about them sucks. So I gotta get under there and finish tightening them up. Transmission side, because you know there's a ton of room. They're pretty much tight, but I just want to cock them a little bit and then tighten them up and go from there. So I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this going back together for like the 12th time. And I'm going to put the sensor in and I'll wrap this up because I'm exhausted and I don't feel good. So I will get this thing edited up for you tomorrow morning and probably get it up for you tomorrow night around the same time, 7 p.m. So guys, even if you hate your piece of junk hot rod like I do right now, it ain't gonna finish itself unless you hit Powerball and you can bring it to a shop. So get in the garage, get some cough syrup or allergy medicine, get to work on your hot rod. Have a good night, guys.